Amazing.
Live as we get these days.
Live as we get. Good point. Good point. So welcome everyone to our second installment of our still unnamed winter series with me, Chazan Spinner, Rabbi Lichter, and all of you. We're really thrilled to have you here. Guys, it's Hanukkah, right?
It is Hanukkah.
Beautiful.
It actually has been for the last few days.
And I get for a couple more, right?
For a couple more. Looking forward.
So, Chazan, is that a Hanukkah sweater that you're wearing?
One might call it a Hanukkah sweater.
Can we see that? Can we see it?
You want to see the whole thing? Really?
Yeah, sure.
It's a very special sweater. Let's see if I can get it all on screen here. Here we go. Spinner, spinner, kosher dinner.
So what's shot behind spinner, kosher dinner? Is there a story behind this sweater?
There's not really a story as much as there were actually several people who saw that this sweater had been advertised on a particular website, and countless people sent it to me. Countless because I wasn't really counting. Sent me a link and said, you know, you really should buy this sweater. You really should have this sweater. You really should own this sweater. Thank you to everyone who sent me those links. One person actually sent me this sweater unannounced. Those are the best people. Those are the best gifts. It was actually sent to me by our mutual friend, Mayor Kruder, who sent it to me, just showed up in the mail. Really, really cool, really great gift. So thank you, Mayor, if you're out there watching.
Is he still in Abu Dhabi?
He was not in Abu Dhabi, he was in Dubai. And he is not, he is back. He is back. I actually spoke with him today, last night, which was another day. And he's back. He got back just in time to light with his family.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Baruch Hashem.
Pretty cool. That is a place that is on my list. That's for sure.
Yeah, that would be a great trip, wouldn't it? I think that people would like to go.
We got to figure that one out.
Yeah, not so easy to figure out, but I think people would like to go there.
I think it's worth it. Not everything that is hard to do is not worth the effort. So we got to make that happen. We'll work on it.
Good.
Maybe a Hashkama minion there or something that we can sneak away for.
Sounds good. Rabbi Lichter, what is that menorah behind you there? Can we see that?
A menorah? No menorah. Just the world's largest Hanukkah gift bag. Happy Hanukkah. Just with
Wow, that's amazing. What's the story behind that?
It actually reminds me of when I first got married, and I went to Katie's family for Hanukkah. It's actually at her grandparents' house. It was a little bit different experience than I had in my family. Each member of the family gets a turn to sit in a big, beautiful chair in the middle of the room with everybody surrounding them. And they have a stack of gifts, pretty large. And we take hours upon hours, watching everybody open their gifts. So that was my first opening to the life of family. Baruch Hashem, it's only gotten better than that.
Amazing. How many years ago was that, Rabbi?
Now you're really pressing. 16, I think.
Okay, good. Just remember, this video is going to be available live, so I hope you got that right.
Baruch Hashem, I can't wait for my mother-in-law to comment.
Where is your mother-in-law these days? We haven't seen her.
Yeah,
she's a member of Shul.
She's in. Yeah. Baruch Hashem, we all gained from that. She's down in Florida. Baruch Hashem. Shout out to the beach community. Yeah.
Maybe we should bring your mother-in-law on as a guest one day.
In your place.
Yeah. Thank you. Definitely. I think that's the only way we'll do it.
L'chaim, Chazan, l'chaim.
L'chaim. This is number 3 for the day.
All right, Baruch Hashem, good. That's why usually you drink from those small cups so that...
They're not small cups. They're espresso cups. They're perfectly sized for a shot of espresso.
All right. Okay.
Plus, they make my hands look
perfectly sized for the Spinner family.
To me, they look small. By the way, what do you guys think of that candle lighting last night? It was nice, yeah?
Shout out to Dr. Mike and Rabbi Jensen, Marza. Beautiful.
100%. I heard the kids really loved the Hanukkah bags. I don't know. I mean, I didn't get any because I don't qualify anymore. But from what I heard, the kids really enjoyed the Hanukkah bags.
Awesome.
Do you realize how far we've come? We're now on the internet. We're on the radio. What's next?
Yeah, that's amazing.
That worked out.
Hope in person is next.
That worked out great. Frequency on the radio.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yitzi, how'd you pick that frequency?
So it was 97.7, which is a gematria of Pirsumei Nisa.
Very classy. Very nice. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Baruch Hashem.
There's a lot of technology going on last night.
Right, and even Henry was impressed.
It's true.
Henry told me it was not going to work because we didn't have speakers. I said, everybody's bringing their own speakers. And he said, I don't know. It's not going to work. It was okay.
All right, Baruch Hashem, you did a great job. And again, I think, Ian, you're absolutely right. Shout out to our youth department who have worked very hard during all of this time. And, and really last night was just another example of something that really showed. I think tonight there's a movie night, isn't there?
Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks. Now that's
classic.
That's impressive.
How the mighty aren't always victorious.
All right, listen. I hear that, and Baruch Hashem, there's popcorn to watch, so everything should be good.
To eat, I think.
Popcorn to eat. Thank you for that. Thank you for that correction.
No problem.
Right, sounds good. Listen, we still don't have a name for this winter series, do we?
We do. It's DIY.
I thought it was DIY plus.
No.
Okay, all right.
I'm not going to give it.
Rabbi Lichter, come on, one more time.
No.
One more time, please. We're begging.
I can't tell you the amount of people in shul that have come up to me and said, wow, what a fantastic idea.
Somebody said to me just a few minutes ago as I was walking through the parking lot to my office, somebody said, it shouldn't be plus, it should be plus. It's Polakov, Lichter, und Spinner.
That same person said it to me as well, Chazan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, so listen, at least it's a name that's being talked about. At least somebody's talking about something that's related to the program. So that's a good thing. We have special ways of celebrating Hanukkah. I don't know about you guys, but
getting gifts. That's how I celebrate.
Yeah, I gave a very special gift in shul yesterday. I know that Rabbi Lichter, you didn't give the same gift, but I gave a very special gift in shul yesterday, and people are looking for that gift on a regular basis, I think. So that's
I thought it was very tastefully delivered.
Very tastefully delivered. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Thank you, Chazan. Thank you. But so here's the question. So what clearly something fried is supposed to be the food for Hanukkah. But like what's your favorite fried food besides French fries? How come nobody eats French fries on Hanukkah? That would make a lot of sense.
Because we have French fries all the time.
Oh. Could you show that to the camera one more time, please?
I will show this to the world.
You get a close up?
It's this is an unboxing right here. This is
except we can't see it on the camera, the unboxing, so it's not really an unboxing.
This is
Rabbi, you notice how the Chazan always has it like in the package, but you never actually see him eat it?
Well, listen, we're gonna ask him to make a bracha, and then he's gonna have to eat it. No choice. Wait, so that doesn't look like a jelly donut.
So no, it's not a jelly donut. I'm a little torn about the jelly donuts. So for me, jelly donuts don't really do it. I mean, they're delicious, they're wonderful, but they don't really get to the ikar of the mitzvah of eating donuts. We eat donuts, as far as I know. Actually, talking about gifts, I'll point out. I consulted a sefer. This is Omek Hasuf Ganim, which was another wonderful gift sent to me by Menachem Butler, who's awesome and knows about every obscure sefer that's out there. And so in some of my very scholarly research going through Omek Hasuf Ganim, I learned a lot of things about fried foods and donuts. One of the things that I did not find in there, but I think should have been included, is that the reason we eat donuts is because we want things that are fried. The reason that people eat jelly donuts specifically is there's a concept of Pirsumei Nisa we want to publicize as much as possible. And it's impossible to eat a jelly donut without getting it all over your shirt and your face, for that matter. So therefore, as you leave your house, as you leave your office and you make your way through the rest of your day, you're advertising that you've already eaten the jelly donut. I happen to think that this donut looks even messier. And so I really consider myself to be one of the machmirim and I want to go as far as I can to really publicize this mitzvah, if you can call it that, of eating this delicious looking thing. This is a dulce leche donut, as it says here on the packaging.
How do you spell that?
Incorrectly, as the packaging here says. There's so many spelling mistakes on this packaging. It's great, and I'm not going to tell you where it's from because I don't want to advertise their spelling, but it does look great. I like how every chocolate chip is kind of perfectly spaced so that every bite will be equally messy. This should be good.
Rabbi Lichter, I think it's time, right?
I think he should have it fed to him with someone behind him with a blindfold. That's how you really do.
Okay, let's hear the bracha and let's see a bite.
Can I make a shechianu if I haven't had a fried food in a year?
If you haven't had fried food in a year, you should not be part of this broadcast.
I told you, it was always in the packaging.
So, okay, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei mizonos.
Amen.
Now that sweater can double as a bib.
Right, we need to see the inside of it. What's inside?
Look at that.
Ooh, that does look good.
That is just.
That does look good.
I need a straw just to.
So Chazan Spinner, if people want to get these donuts, are they available in Great Neck?
They are available in Great Neck. Actually, you have to get there early in the morning, from what I'm told, because there was a mad rush to the table at Everfresh. Everfresh gets them in from pomegranate. So there's like a whole delivery chain that you have to figure out how to time just perfectly to be able to get them. When I was there, they had chocolate, they had custard, they had Napoleon, they had dulce de leche, they had plain, which...
Did you go before shul?
I did not go before shul. I actually ran before shul. I got a couple miles in because I knew that I was going to have to eat a donut on screen.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That sounds good. You know what? We should ask Everfresh to sponsor, a time together. Shop Delight. And, why not? We should, because, we're certainly...
there we go.
Pirsumi Nisa. We're certainly doing that.
They're doing a lot of eating on screen, if they're on, which is okay.
Fine by me, right?
Definitely.
I'm
Rabbi, is there a rumor that
wipe it on your sweater.
Rabbi, is there a rumor someone in your family goes to various donut shops on Hanukkah to do some taste testing?
Okay, so now you're getting...
I'm having a napkin because this is gross.
Okay. So now you're getting personal, but it is absolutely true.
Yeah.
My daughter-in-law, Jessica, when she lived in America, used to go on what was called a donut crawl. I literally never heard the word before she started posting, but you can follow her posts on Facebook. Right, Jessica Hoffman, follow her posts on Facebook. She would do a donut crawl, literally from store to store to store. I can't get this straight this way. From store to store to store, and do taste testing. And then she started, sending pictures and videos. And Baruch Hashem, she's back. She was here. She came since when Israel shut down, Jessica decided that she and her family were going to come to Florida, which was not shut down. So they came to Florida. Baruch Hashem, they're back in Israel. And back in Israel, she has like sufganiyot galore. Right? It's an incredible thing. So she's like a maven. She's really a maven in this stuff.
Where does she say the best you can find is? What does her research yield?
It's a great question. I don't know. I remember from the olden days, that there was a place called Uri's. Is Uri's still around in Mea Shearim?
Uri's Pizza, the place on the corner?
Yeah, but the place on the corner, but he also used to sell sufganiyot that were out of this world. I don't know if he still does. If anybody's watching and they can comment,
and send them to us also.
Okay, we have no comments? How is that possible? Do you have any comments on Facebook?
I don't see any. I wonder if it's working. Somebody comments something.
Yeah, maybe we're having this great time here and nobody's watching.
It's very possible. Let's see if I can comment.
It is live on Facebook. I did check that, and I did share it to my page, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Okay, can somebody comment? Somebody out there, just send a comment. Tell us you're watching. Okay, Yitzi, they're working.
They're working. Okay.
I guess nobody's paying attention anymore. Okay, thank you, Rachel. Baruch Hashem. Okay. All right, good.
The topping has fallen off of my donut. It is now a deconstructed donut.
Isn't there a Seinfeld about that? Isn't there a Seinfeld
about everything?
Muffin tops or something like that? Am I correct about that?
You are, Rabbi.
Thank you, Frisch family. Thank you, Lily family. Thank you, Coulter family. Thank you, Rebbitzin Lichter.
Hey, everyone out there, what's your favorite donut?
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good question.
And what's the one donut that if it's left on the tray, you still won't eat it?
Ooh, good question. Good question. Good question.
Is there a line, like, what's that line that you won't cross for a donut?
Okay, I don't know. Let's see. Anybody out there, share your favorite donuts with us. And let's do that. Do you know that donuts were not originally the food of choice to celebrate Hanukkah? The food of choice to celebrate Hanukkah was actually latkes, but not latkes made out of potatoes. Latkes made out of cheese, right? Fried cheese that actually originated with the Jewish community of Spain before the expulsion, transferred over to Rome, which is where a lot of the Jews who were kicked out of Spain went to Rome, right across the water, went to Rome and had this dish that they started using on Shavuos. That's what they used in Spain, and it was the dish they were using on Shavuos. And there's an expression in Roman which is "eat like the Jews." I'm not exactly sure what that means, and if anybody knows, that language, they can share with us. I guess there's no Roman language, is there? It's whatever language it is over there. But so it became the unofficial Christmas dessert of the Roman, not even Jewish community, the Roman community, and that's when Jews started eating this fried cheese pancake on Hanukkah. And what happened was it was very hard to get dairy in Europe, and as it made its way up, what food was very available in Europe, I can see you're all painfully interested in this, was potatoes. So they substituted potatoes for the dairy, hence the potato latke. There you go. Anybody know the origin of sufganiyot?
I don't. I'm going to let Rabbi Lifter take this one.
Just because I eat a lot of them doesn't mean I should know where they all come from.
It's really good, by the way. This was worth it.
Okay, could you leave one in my office?
I'm interested in that cheese latkes again. Those, as wonderful as incredible an explanation, Rabbi. You're just you know all these crazy things. It doesn't sound very delicious to me.
Well,
what would not sound good about fried cheese?
Fried cheese. Just some people just into fried cheese. And they used to do the cheese. They used to do the dairy. Why? They used to do the dairy because of this story that's supposedly associated with Hanukkah of Yehudit, but actually occurred a lot of years before the Hanukkah story, but somehow got connected to it. That's where the dairy came from. But the sufganiyot origin, believe it or not, and I only know this because I spoke a little bit about this on my Hanukkah Lunch and Learn, the sufganiyot origin is connected to the publication by the Gutenberg Press of the first cookbook, right? The first cookbook had a recipe, a German recipe for this thing called a donut. It was 2 layers with a sandwich of jelly in between, and that became popular and took off and morphed into jelly donuts and sufganiyot. And since it was fried, why not? So I had this question. Somebody just said, who just said Dunkin' Donuts? Susan Frisch just said Dunkin' Donuts. So I have a question. Is Dunkin' Donuts, are they fried? Are all donuts fried?
I think they're just Dunkin' now. Didn't they change their name?
I think they did change their name. Not that that's relevant to anything we're talking about, but I think they did change their name. So are the donuts fried or are they just baked? I don't know. I don't know.
Microwaved, maybe.
I don't know.
Only at some stores.
Fried. You have to actually be fried. I don't know.
Next research project.
So Chazan Spinner.
Yeah.
I have to agree with your wife that vanilla cream is one of my favorite donuts. That's actually.
But she specifically says Dunkin' Donuts vanilla cream. She's very, very precise.
She's always very precise, and that's what we admire about her.
I have to say the Parv donut selection has gotten much better in the past 5 years. They used to be untouchable. In the last 5 years, they've become more and more edible.
Are you a Pesach donut fan?
No, a Pesach donut. I've never heard of it.
Why go to a Parv donut? What's the point?
I'm just saying, when you have your meat meal over Hanukkah at some point, what are you eating for your Shabbos, your Friday night dessert?
Cheese latkes.
I forgot who I'm talking to.
I see someone in the waiting area here.
Oh, we have a guest today. That's a good
point. Guest. A friend
of a special guest. We have a special guest today. Last time we went to a former rabbi from Great Neck. I mean, currently a rabbi, but formerly from Great Neck. Thank you. I knew that was coming, Chazan. I was glad I was able to head that off. Today, we're going to another rabbi formerly of Great Neck, who was very much beloved in his time here. And actually, only two of us on this broadcast knew him from his work here, but I think, Chazan, you knew him from a different life.
Yes.
So if Rabbi Weinberg is on, let's bring him on.
Let's get him in here. That's what we see of him.
That's not a good thing.
He's changed since he's been.
Okay. Any chance we can let's reach out to him and let's see what's going on. There we go. There. Let's do that and let's find out if we can find out what's going on with him.
See where he is.
Okay. All right. So in the meantime, right? In the meantime, Rabbi Lichter, what is your best gift and your worst gift that you've ever received for Hanukkah?
I don't get bad gifts. I really don't. My wife is much better at giving gifts than I am. So all types of good gifts, from slippers, which are classically misunderstood. A good pair of slippers is always beautiful. We're always on our feet. Good pair of slippers is always appreciated. A bad, I don't think it was bad. She knows how much I love a good massage. She tried to get me these massage buttons of sorts that you kind of put all over your back. And the problem is, who's got the time to go and do that? It didn't work out. I think it was my problem. I didn't take the effort. I wouldn't put in the effort, but a good gift certificate, works better probably when it comes to massages.
Not a bad idea, right? It's not a bad idea. So Rabbi, I'm going to ask the question a little bit of a different way.
No, I saw the comment also. No need for that. Should be allowed to comment on these.
You really.
The worst gift I've ever given. The worst gift I gave my wife. I tried to, our anniversary, her birthday, it all comes within a couple of weeks, and I thought I was going to do some double duty here. We just moved somewhere. I don't know. I thought a food dispenser of sort was a good idea.
Food dispenser, like for the dogs?
More like a bubble gum dispenser, maybe.
Ah, okay. And she liked it?
Not particularly. No.
Hey.
After that, when she said, if you want to know what I want, just ask my sister, ask my mother, but don't go for any ideas that come into your head.
So here's the question. What did you get her this year for Hanukkah and her birthday?
Uh-oh.
Okay, so her birthday's, I got some time still for her birthday, another couple of weeks. But for Hanukkah, and a shout out to my sister-in-law, because now I listened. So they were shopping together. She wanted a nice watch. So that's what we got.
So by the way, how is your sister-in-law? We haven't seen her.
She's Baruch Hashem. She's, is it candy dispenser, Katie says? Well, not how I remember it. Katie just candy dispenser sounds much worse than a.
She probably can't forget it.
Yeah, clearly. Clearly. Sarah's good. Baruch Hashem, she's on the mend. She's out of her boot. Bez Hashem, we'll see her back in shul in short
All
order.
right, Baruch Hashem, Refuah Shlema. We tell her that we miss her.
Definitely.
Maybe she's even listening. Sarah, if you're listening, know that we miss you.
She's
Right.
not a Facebook fan, but maybe.
Okay, maybe she is. Chazan, what's the best gift and the worst gift that you've ever given or you've ever received?
Oh, I give terrible gifts. I'm the worst gift giver.
You're not. Your video is not clear anymore. Is it something that we said?
Well, it's clear to me.
Oh, maybe it's me. Could be me. Okay.
I am a notoriously horrible gift giver. So much so that when I give a gift, I like to torture the recipients. In addition to giving a bad gift, I will make people go through scavenger hunts and prolong as much as possible because I don't want them to actually open the gift because it's so bad. I'm really, really bad. My wife is the best. She is fantastic, and I am absolutely terrible. So every gift that someone's gotten from me is terrible.
What was the best gift she ever gave you?
There are a lot of gifts. Thank you in the comments. It's torture. Appreciate it. What is the best gift that she ever gave me? You know, there's actually so many things. She's really just in tune with what I'm looking for and what I'm missing. I'm the kind of person who, if I want something, I'm just going to go out and get it for myself. So I don't drop those hints.
How long are you married?
A bunch of years, many years.
That'll change.
Okay, we'll see. She got me this year a really, really cool set of percussion instruments, handcrafted, artisanal, really, really cool stuff.
Wow.
Yes.
That's like the classic gift that parents never want their children to be given.
Drum set,
right? The amount of noise that it makes.
Things that make noise. Yeah. I don't know.
I think the spinners are accustomed to this kind of
music.
noise.
That's right.
To noise. Yeah, the Spinner House is a quiet place. So
how's Rabbi Weinberg? Anybody hear from him?
Yeah, I'm working with him offline.
Okay.
Okay, Rabbi, your turn.
Yes, your turn.
So, you know, some of my favorite gifts, quite frankly, are tools. You know, that every once in a while my wife will say, "Go buy yourself a tool," and I get to go to Home Depot, which is, you know, my second favorite spot in the world besides shul. So I get to go to Home Depot and pick out a tool.
It's not what you said offline, by the way.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
I have a guest. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Okay. All right. Good. Saved by the bell. Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Let's bring in Rabbi Weinberg. Oh, there he is.
Hi guys.
Hey, Rabbi Weinberg. Nice to see you. Can you tilt your camera? Can you tilt your camera up a little bit so we can see the top of your head also?
I can't see myself, so there you go.
Well, okay. We're you know what? We'll take whatever we can get. Nice to see you. How's the family?
Thank God we're doing great. Really great.
Baruch Hashem.
My kids, those who are here with me, were very excited by your donut conversation, which we witnessed.
Ah, nice. What are their favorite donuts?
Ah, I started to take a bite and I lost
Hello?
it. Oh, there he is.
Rabbi Weinberg, you have internet down in Maryland?
We do. So far, so good.
Okay, good. I mean, the way there we go. Hi guys.
Hey.
The way you're going in and out makes it seem like you're on the Wi-Fi of Great Neck Synagogue.
This is my baby, Avishai.
Wow, Avish, how many children do you have now?
We have 4 kids.
4 kids. You weren't even married when you started here, were you?
No, we just got married when we were there. Adi?
Amazing. Wait, who's the oldest?
Joseph is the oldest.
Can you introduce us to all of those children?
This is Riva.
Hi, Riva.
And Adi.
Adi?
And Avishai.
Wow, cool names.
Cute.
And Alana.
Hi, Alana.
Hi,
How are you? How have you been?
we are great. How are you? Happy
Baruch
Hanukkah.
Hashem. We're pretty much the same. The same as we've been. Baruch Hashem. I guess that's a madrega these days.
Yes, for
So
sure.
Rabbi Weinberg, tell us a little bit about KMS.
Oh,
You went
KMS
from
is a
GNS
great
to
place.
KMS.
Yeah. It's a wonderful shul. We have we're gonna take Avishai away so we can hear. We have about 415 families, and it's a strong modern Orthodox shul, very active place. People really invested in their shul and interested in participating and in volunteering and helping out in different ways, which is awesome. We have a lot of interesting people because of our proximity to Washington. So I think that's what's been fascinating to me, is to meet people involved in such distinctive things in life and careers and positions. So it's a really fascinating place to be.
Name one or two of your most famous congregants.
One, I guess Dov Zakheim is one of the more well-known ones. David Makovsky, some of you might know. Erica Brown.
Nice.
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem.
Thank God.
The President of the United States stops by from time to time?
Oh, all the time, yeah. Not as of yet.
Okay. All right. Listen, you never know. There's still hope, right? You never know. Okay. So so you spent time here in Great Neck as a rabbinic intern, which we remember fondly. And
How long
then,
ago was that?
what?
How long ago was that?
I don't think we can ask Rabbi Weinberg because he appears to be frozen, but I would say it was 4 children ago. So I don't know. What was the year? I don't know what the year.
I would say about 12 years ago, if I had to guess.
Was it 12 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was some time ago, and left Great Neck Synagogue and went down to, actually, when he left Great Neck Synagogue, he moved north, I think, to New Haven, and then from New Haven moved down south to KMS in Springfield, not Springfield, in Silver Spring, Maryland.
Silver Spring.
So that's, that was where he was. I guess we don't even know where he is now, right?
And he's off to somewhere else now.
He's off to somewhere else. Okay.
I have in my office his sefer that he worked on, I guess, get published by the Rains with the support of the Rain family, about tefillah that he compiled. It's great. Look at it from time to time.
It's a nice sefer. He actually did that because we asked him to write in the Shabbos announcements every week something about tefillah. And he did. That was pre our publication of Rabbi Sachs's Divrei Torah. He wrote something every week about tefillah, and people loved it. And among those people were the Rains. So they collected all of these, and as a parting gift, printed this sefer for him, which is pretty amazing, actually, pretty amazing. Yeah, I mean that was good. Listen, it's hard to be a rabbinic intern and to find the right way to connect to a shul. Imagine even now, right? We have a rabbinic intern, and we don't get to see him, at least not in person, because of COVID. So it would be nice. Hopefully we can get him back. Oh, Rabbi Weinberg.
There's some disconnect between Great Neck and Silver Spring. I don't know. I have perfect internet here.
Okay, we won't hold that against you. It's we'll believe you if you say you have internet. We'll believe you, although we're not quite seeing that, but we'll believe you.
But it was 12 years ago that I was in Great Neck, so 11 years ago.
Amazing, Rabbi Lipter, you're right on the money again. So Rabbi Weinberg, when you left Great Neck, you went to New Haven, correct?
To West Hartford, Connecticut. Yeah.
I think it's close to New Haven.
It is. Yeah.
It's just up north. To West Hartford, and you were there for how many years?
We were there for 6 years, and then now this is our 6th year here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so fast.
So what have been some of the challenges that that you've had to grapple with at KMS?
So interestingly, I guess one of the challenges was, or unanticipated challenges, was how long it took to feel like it was my shul. I think when we went to West Hartford, we were really spoiled. We came and it was a relatively small shul. I think we very quickly kind of fell in love with the shul. They fell in love with us. It felt like home right away. Whereas here, because it was a bigger shul and maybe a little bit more established, it took a longer time to feel like my own. I felt like a kind of a guest in someone else's shul for a long time. So that took a while.
When you left Great Neck, I don't know who that was. I don't know. So when did you start to feel comfortable? When did you start to feel it was your shul?
I guess after like 2 or 3 years, it really took a while to feel that way.
Okay, and now you feel it's your shul.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's always a balance, but yeah, pretty much. I think I definitely feel more comfortable, and I feel like people look to me for the direction now more than at the beginning.
All right, Baruch Hashem, it sounds good. Sounds like your internet is kicked in also. Good.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
So, what was your favorite memory from being in Great Neck?
Wow, that's hard to choose. I guess in just remembering back a little bit, it was a really formative part of my life. I was dating, getting married, and just figuring out, what my next steps would be in terms of my job and my career, and figuring out the Rabbanus. And so I guess, in many ways, you, Rabbi Polkoff, your family were my adoptive family, adoptive kind of surrogate parents, in many ways, seeing me through that time. So the memories of being in your house and Shabbos meals and walks to shul, I think definitely are, on a personal level, some of the most memorable things that I'll always remember.
That's why I asked that question. Baruch Hashem.
Actually, it's interesting that you asked. I think when I was thinking back about Great Neck, I think I remember you bringing me for kind of a praba to be the intern, which I always was very impressed by. I never knew really shuls brought people to interview to be rabbinic interns. And I remember every detail of that Shabbos so vividly. I remember the Shalashidus, I remember the speeches, I remember who I met. It was very an experience that really left an impression on me, a positive impression.
Listen, I'm telling you, we don't even remember Shalashidus anymore. We don't. How is COVID down in Silver Spring? You guys have any?
It's unfortunately, it's on the rise now, like everywhere else. But Baruch Hashem, we've been mostly okay.
All right, good.
It's a big challenge. How are you guys doing up there with it?
We're I think we're managing. We're doing the best that we can. The youth department ran this great parking lot candle lighting last night, and
wow.
we had our own techie set up this FM broadcast thing, so it was amazing, and people could listen to us in the car, and we were on the radio. So that was really that was really nice, and they're good. They're good. What are you doing special for Hanukkah down there that connects to people?
We published this great book that we delivered actually along with a package with some cool swag that we have from KMS, winter hats and dreidels and Hanukkah candles, along with this book. We delivered it to every family in the shul. And the book has kind of different activities for each day of Hanukkah, kids' activities, Divrei Torah, things to read. So that's been pretty cool. We have a bunch of drive-by, grab bag things, activities, menorah competitions, bunch of different activities, shiurim. We've actually had a lot of success with this delivery idea. We've done it before every Chag. We put together a book and a bag and different things, and volunteers deliver it to all 400 plus families.
I thought it was you and Alana and the kids in the car who delivered it.
Yeah. If only.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I have an off-topic question.
Yes.
I'm sorry for changing the topic a little bit. Before I came to Great Neck some 2.5 years ago, I had to do some research into a nuance to make sure that I felt comfortable in a conversation setting. I wasn't sure if I was coming to GNS, GNS, or GNS. I wanted to make sure that I sounded comfortable. What's the proper pronunciation down there? Is there one?
Definitely KMS.
KMS. Okay.
AMS.
It's a great question.
Emphasizing the S.
Yes.
Well, Hazrat Spinner, what did you find out about us? What's the correct pronunciation?
It's a good question. Everyone said that I should pronounce it Great Neck Synagogue.
Smart.
You know, I have to say, both our shuls do not have very creative names.
So when I first came here, GNS was the synagogue. Whereas people all over, they would refer to us as the synagogue. And even then, the Great Neck Synagogue, as if there was another Great Neck Synagogue. I don't know, but that's what happened. It was really a weird, bizarre kind of thing. Rabbi Weinberg, you have a favorite donut?
Oh, we were commenting on that while we were watching you guys. We're definitely a Krispy Kreme family. We have a soft spot for Krispy Kreme. So
Krispy Kreme down there in Silver Spring.
We do. Wow. We have a few of them. For better or for worse, we have a few of them.
Okay, Rabbi Weinberg, question from me.
Yeah.
As you deliver your drushos, do you find that at KMS you can ever get political? Does the shul want you to get political? It's always a difficult decision for a rabbi.
It is always a difficult decision, except at KMS, because they made it very clear. I can't touch politics with not only a 10-foot pole, a 20-foot pole. You know, here it's very sensitive, even more than in other shuls. Everywhere it's sensitive, but here it's really people's life. You know, they work, you know, in Washington, they work on the Hill, they work in government, and so, you know, they're looking to come to shul as a place that's totally divorced from what they do the rest of the week. And actually, not only because of the political sensitivities, but also just because of like the work-home, work-shul balance, they really don't want any discussions, not only from me, but even in terms of programming and speakers. I don't think they want that. They really want something different than what they face all week.
Makes sense.
That's a little bit limiting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard. I've tried to navigate that and find a way sometimes when there's something important happening out there in the world to bring it in without making it too strong a point. So I've tried. I actually figured out that we say the tefillah for America and Israel actually right before Musaf, like when we put away the Torahs. So I found sometimes giving the whole drasha geared to that topic is too much, but if while we're saying those tefillos, I say 2-3 sentences, just kind of bringing what's happening in the world, it's enough to acknowledge it, but it doesn't go overboard. So people still feel like they have their space, like they're not having their work life invading their shul space, but it's enough to bring it in and recognize it.
Do you find that there's machlokes between balabatim? You have on various sides, and they argue with each other, and there's an underlying tension in shul. Not that happens here in Great Neck. There's no underlying tension in shul at all. But maybe in KMS there is.
It's interesting that you asked that. I actually think there's not that much of it in KMS because it is a pretty self-selecting group, and most of them are like-minded in terms of their politics. There's definitely a few outliers. It's abnormal, I think, for shul or from shul, but actually there's not that much debate because I think people are mostly on the same page.
Wow.
Great question here from Mark Coulter. How about when you're discussing Israel? Do you find the same political limitation?
The history of the shul was also to avoid that, even from the Israeli perspective. I've still tried to do that, although I've brought Israel, I think, more into the foreground and tried to mention it more and speak about it more, but never from a political perspective. I mean, I tried to bring in AIPAC a little more because I think that people recognized that they were, trying to at least be balanced politically and just be supportive of Israel and the American-Israeli partnership and alliance. So that's worked pretty well. And I think by and large, people have recognized that that's been a positive thing. But the political question is sensitive both on the Israel side and the American side.
I think AIPAC for you is a local commute, correct?
It is. It is a local commute.
We have had the pleasure of seeing you down in Washington. I think we'll all miss being there this year, but I'll miss being with Rabbi Lichter in Washington. But I am sure that hopefully by next year we'll be able to get together. I think it was right around AIPAC that this started breaking out, right?
I keep thinking to myself, like, how did we go to AIPAC, knowing everything that we know now about what's going on?
Because we didn't know we had.
I know. How did we do that?
I mean, I have a question. How did we do Purim? I mean, it was
Right.
just,
Yeah.
the whole thing was just breaking. And I think APAC was even a little the week before Purim or something like that.
It was.
It was an amazing thing. Amazing thing. So are you giving shiurim? Are you writing? Are you what are you doing down there?
All of the above, giving shiurim on Zoom, and then one live shiur a week. The rest of them are on Zoom. So the Shabbos shiur is live, but the rest of them are on Zoom. And yeah, I'm doing more writing than I ever have. We started a WhatsApp group, like a daily thoughts group. So I've been writing on that. And then for various other occasions, trying to write more. For the first time, Rabbi Polikoff, I've had to undo something that you taught me, which is interesting. No, actually, one of the greatest things you taught me was to stop writing out word for word my drashos. I don't know if you remember that moment.
I do remember that moment. Yes.
I remember which drasha it was, and you said it would be much better if you just said it from your heart. And I took that advice, and you gave me that confidence, and I think it served me fairly well. But during COVID, so many people can't watch when I give it on Zoom or when I, record it and send it out. So they've asked me to start writing it down. So I've now started the practice of writing out my drashas in full form.
So Rabbi Lichter and I can learn from that because we actually give 2 drushos on Shabbos, right? We're sending out a drasha Friday, and then we're speaking. Maybe we should just do the same thing. I don't know. I hear that people. I wonder if anybody would notice. You think they would notice? I don't even know.
Sure.
Maybe they would. Maybe they
You
would.
speak Shabbos morning in shul still?
We each speak Shabbos morning. I speak at the end of davening because there are some people who literally are waiting to rip their masks off their faces. So I speak at the end of davening so that they can leave and do that without feeling that they're missing any davening. I'm not sure that really makes a difference, but Rabbi Lichter, I think, you speak in the middle, in the normal
Regular Muslim spot, right?
right during Kiddush Club. Rabbi Weinberg, you have a Kiddush Club down there in KMS?
There is a small Kiddush club, but it's clandestine.
So do you go?
No, I don't.
Does Alana go?
You'll have to ask her. So far, I don't think she goes, but it's actually interesting. We have teams that set up the Kiddush each week. We have a rotation of volunteers. So the Kiddush teams, when they finish setting up, they tend to have their own little Kiddush clubs. But on the drasha piece, it's interesting that I've been grappling with whether to speak Shabbos morning live, and in KMS, a lot of members speak. It's been designed that way from the start. 30 years ago, the shul started. They called it the people's pulpit. They wanted a lot of congregants to give the shiurim and to give drashas. So on any given Shabbos, I'll speak at one of the minyanim, but congregants are speaking really at the other minyanim and sometimes giving the shiurim as well. And so I've grappled with introducing the drasha live again during COVID, but it's complicated because if we start to introduce everybody giving them, it's a little hard to keep it under control in terms of timing and making sure things move. And we got to get the minyanim out fast to get in enough minyanim. So it's been hard to figure out how to do that live again.
So there's no drasha Shabbos morning?
No.
Wow, that's amazing. How many minyanim do you have?
On a pre-COVID, we had 4 minyanim Shabbos morning. Now the way we have it set up, we have 3.
Is that a space limitation?
Now from COVID, yeah, it's space-time limitation.
Right. Yeah.
Most of our rooms where we have 4 rooms where we have minyanim. So 2 of the rooms are actually with the COVID regulations in our county. We'd only be able to get in 10 people in those rooms. So it's not even worth it really having a minyan. So we use the 2 bigger rooms, but we have to switch off with the times.
Right. Amazing.
What a time.
It is a crazy. Are you going to take the vaccine when it comes out?
It's Hashem. I'm looking forward to it. What about you guys?
We're trying to make Great Neck Synagogue a distribution center for the vaccine.
Wow.
I'll let you know if that happens, but we'll see. I mean, I think I'm going to take it. I don't know about my colleagues, but I think I'm going to take it.
If it comes in a jelly donut, I'm for it.
Yitzi and Rabbi Polikoff, do you remember being at our wedding together even before you knew each other?
Yes, I actually remember that.
That was
I
all.
remember that.
It's so funny how paths just come together.
It is really interesting.
I actually remember, Chazan Spinner, I approached you at a particular wedding and introduced myself to you, and you sort of just like blew me off, like, okay, very nice, like, goodbye.
I
was
thought you were a lifter.
I don't remember whose wedding it was, but somebody said, "Oh, that's the famous Yitzi Spinner." So I remember going over.
Sorry, I don't remember.
No, that's okay. It was probably the way I approached you. I think asking you for your autograph in the middle of the band set was not a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Baruch Hashem. Rabbi Weinberg, is Alana working? Is she teaching? What's she doing down there?
Yeah, she teaches in the high school here, the Berman Hebrew Academy.
Is that where your kids go to school?
Yeah, our kids go to school there. So it's nursery through 12th grade. So she teaches in the high school. So her and the kids get to go to school together every day, which is nice for them. And she likes it. She teaches all the different grades in high school. They're bunched together. It's more like tracked in terms of Limudei Kodesh. So this year she has an interesting group. There's a higher level learning program for the girls called Midrasha. So the girls who are really serious, they actually get kind of a double period of Gemara. So they have more time for Chavrusa, and for the boys have it also. So Alana's teaching that class this year, which is amazing. Girls are really motivated and very high level.
Wow, that's amazing. Who was Berman?
So there's the Berman family who's local here, and they're big donors to the school, and they're wonderful people, and their kids, their grandchildren go to the school. So it's a nice relationship.
Are they members of the school?
What? No, they live in Potomac, which is a neighboring town. They actually do a great program here. I don't know if North Shore has anything similar, but they take the entire school, high school, to Israel every 4 years. So once in your high school career, you get to go with the whole school. It's usually during this time period, like Thanksgiving time. The Berman sponsor this trip. Everyone goes for free.
Wow.
It's an amazing trip. We got to go with them 2 years ago. What an experience.
How long do they go for?
They go for a week or a little more than a week. And,
Where did they stay?
Oh, it's a full trip, like touring from 6 a.m. to like 11 p.m., one of these packed tours. But the Bermans, the senior Bermans actually come on the trip, and they take so much pride and pleasure in seeing like all these high schoolers that they are taking to Israel. It's really special to see.
That's an amazing thing. Chazan, you gotta hook up David with them.
I really should. David Abramowitz is a friend of ours who I've known for many years, who leads trips in Israel and through Eastern and Central Europe. And Rabbi Polikoff and I went with him last year when we took a trip through Poland, which seems so far away, both geographically and in time. But I know there are a lot of us, we have our chat that's still active from that trip, and people are just ready to go. People are ready to leave and get on a plane and run another. So hopefully we'll be in touch with David soon about another.
You think you guys will go back to Poland, or you'll pick somewhere else?
So it's a good question. Last year, we actually were planning 2 trips last year, one to Poland, because the trip that I ran 2 years ago had filled, and there were people who wanted to come that we couldn't accommodate. So we were going to do a follow-up Poland trip. And then we had another trip that was planned. Poland was a 6-day trip, and we were going to do another trip for 10 days that was going to go to Budapest, Bratislava, Vienna, and Prague.
Wow.
And then other things got in the way, but we're looking forward to bringing that trip back into the foreground. I'm very excited to be able to take people through.
We did a KMS trip to Poland 2 years ago. It's almost 2.5 years ago already, and it was the most life-changing thing. And I think the group really did bond together, like you're saying. We don't have a chat, but people still talk about it till this day. But we tried to figure out whether to do Poland again or try to do something else. That group that came with us really wanted to do something else, so we were thinking of going elsewhere. But it kind of snowballed into such an effect in the shul that many other people wanted to go to Poland. But I don't know if we could pull off 2 a year.
All right, so we'll talk offline. I have some ideas and some contact for you.
Great.
So now there's some interest, Rabbi Weinberg, in Dubai. Right? I said
Right.
Abu Dhabi before, but Dubai. Going there. So we'll have to see. Maybe we'll do a joint trip.
That would be fun.
That'd be nice.
One of the places people really wanted to go after Poland was to Morocco. They wanted to see like the Sephardic experience. So now you never know what's going to happen in Morocco with all of that. So we'll see.
Should be interesting. Interesting to see. You have any final words you want to share with all of those people who are watching on Facebook, on YouTube? And we just want to thank everybody for tuning in on our second episode. So any favorite words or thoughts you'd like to share with us?
Sure. Well, I'll share two things. Number one, just overall, I always loved my time in Great Neck, and Alana and I both have such fond memories. We often speak about Great Neck here. I think it's a model community, and one of the things I always appreciated was really how down-to-earth people were and how sincere they were. And we had a great experience there, and we carry a lot of those memories forward with us. But I will share one thing, Rabbi Polikoff, which I don't know if you remember when you told it to me, but you gave me advice once that you said you heard from Rabbi Lookstein, who himself heard it from his father, Rabbi Joseph Lookstein, about what it means to be a rabbi. And I've really carried that through with me, which was to always be one step ahead of your congregants, but never two. And I took that to heart, really as a leadership lesson in terms of shaping my own kind of career, to try to lead, to try to be one step ahead, to try to push people and get people somewhere, but never to be so far ahead that you lose them in the background. And I think that's what I got to see, working in Great Neck as a model, and that's what I've tried to implement in my own Rabbanis, both in West Hartford and here. And it's always been a lesson that served me well. I told it to Rabbi Lookstein when I had the schus of hosting him here for Shabbos, and he sat next to me, which was a really big thrill. And I know he appreciated, so I'm sharing that with you, how much I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, Baruch Hashem. It came from really special people. So not my own at all. I'm just a shaliach passing it on, but it came from very special people. Rabbi Weinberg, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Great to see
you. We
you.
want to wish you and your family a lichtigen Hanukkah. And to enjoy the time together as a family and to keep leading that community in KMS. And we look forward to reconnecting again in the future.
Looking forward. Thanks, guys. Be well.
All right. Take care.
Happy Hanukkah. Take care.
Thank you to you too.
Thanks.
Okay. Nice. Nice to have him back on, right?
Oh, nice. He's such a gem. He's just a great person.
He really is. He really is very special. I mean, the whole family was great. We really, it's hard to believe that he was only here. Was he here 2 years? I don't remember if he was here 2 years or 1 year. I think maybe only 1 year. He was maybe only here 1 year and had such an impact on our community in that 1 year. An amazing thing. Okay. So do we want to ask people if they have any suggestions for guests in the future, or is that opening up Pandora's box?
I think you just asked them. So it's
Okay.
I think you can't ask them if you want to ask them and then not ask them.
I can't take back the ask.
It's been released.
It's been asked.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, so if anybody has any suggestions for guests, please feel free to send them to one of the participants on the screen in front of you. And we love to consider your suggestions for guests. Wise guy. You were still on the screen when I said it. And by the way, those of you who would like to suggest or vote for one of the names that have already been suggested, so please feel free to do so, or else we're just going to call this the Winter Series all through the spring and summer. So let's see. Nice suggestion, Mark. Okay. All right, everybody. Are we done?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Okay.
I think we're good. I'm almost finished with my donut. So that's
there you go. Yeah, you've been nursing that donut. I never would have taken so long to finish that donut.
It's very hard to eat on screen. It's awkward.
Yeah, we did notice you spilling things all over yourself. That's correct.
The topping is gone. It's and gone. Not that I ate it. It's all over the place.
All right. Well, let's see if we get a vacuum cleaner in there. Okay. Everybody have a great day. Reminder, what's tonight? Tonight, 5:30.
Tonight.
What is tonight at 5:30, Rabbi?
Okay, 5:30. We are on Zoom for candle lighting, community-wide candle lighting. We're going to have a quick Dvar Torah, beautiful brachos, some singing. Chazan Spinner will lead us there, and just a couple of minutes of us being together while we're lighting candles should make for another special evening. Okay.
Looking forward. 5:30. Is there a Zoom link?
It's been sent out in the daily email. It'll be sent out to you about 4:30 as a reminder as well.
Is it the same link as Mincha, right? I think it's the same link as Mincha. Okay. So I have one parting question, and that is just a poll. How many people who are watching us sing all 6 paragraphs of Ma'os Tzur? Anybody online? I don't know. Let's see. Yes, movie night. Amy, we didn't forget about movie night. Okay, but I think the movie is later.
It's,
okay,
it's very hard to engage the kids for 6 paragraphs.
Not easy. Not easy. Not easy. Hard to engage the adults also for 6 paragraphs. Imagine if there were 12 paragraphs, what you would do.
Listen, movie night, 6:45 p.m. tonight.
6:45 p.m. for movie night, 5:30 for Hanukkah Licht, 4:15 for Mincha. Everybody have a great day.
You as well.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everyone.